Wednesday, June 4th, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic. Transhumanism. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated Wikipedia-sourced video article. Explore the evolution of transhumanism, from ancient myths to modern scientific aspirations, highlighting key philosophical influences and technological advancements shaping the quest to transcend human limitations. Transhumanism has roots in ancient quests for immortality, like the Epic of Gilgamesh and the Fountain of Youth. It draws from philosophical and scientific traditions, including Aristotle, Roger Bacon, and Dante's concept of transcending human nature. Enlightenment figures like Francis Bacon and René Descartes envisioned advancements leading to physical immortality. William Godwin explored life extension in his works, influencing Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Ether Day marked a milestone in anesthesia, reducing pain and trauma. Nietzsche's philosophy, emphasizing self-actualization, influences transhumanism. Russian cosmism and futurists like FM 2030 also contributed to transhumanist ideas, focusing on technology and post-humanity. Transhumanism, initially proposed by J.B.S. Haldane in 1923, envisions enhancing human biology through advanced sciences like eugenics and genetics. His ideas inspired thinkers like J.D. Bernal and Julian Huxley, who popularized the term in 1957. Transhumanism aims to transcend human limitations, improving health and intelligence. These concepts influenced science fiction, notably Arthur C. Clarke's 2001, A Space Odyssey. The Japanese metabolist architect's 1960 manifesto envisioned technology transforming society, predicting communication advances that could unify human consciousness. Transhumanism continues to explore the potential of technology to fundamentally alter human existence. The technological singularity, proposed by I.J. Good in 1965, refers to the emergence of superhuman intelligence through ultra-intelligent machines, capable of designing superior machines, leading to an intelligence explosion. This concept suggests that such a machine would be humanity's last invention. Influential thinkers like Marvin Minsky, Hans Moravec, and Ray Kurzweil explored the relationship between human and artificial intelligence, contributing to the transhumanist movement. This movement, which gained momentum in the late 20th century, was further shaped by figures like Robert Ettinger and FM 2030, who envisioned a future of enhanced human capabilities and potential immortality. Transhumanism emerged in the 1980s at UCLA, spearheaded by figures like FM 2030 and Natasha Vita-More, who promoted the idea of transcending human biological limits. Key developments included Eric Drexler's Engines of Creation on nanotechnology and the founding of the Extropy Institute by Max Moore and Tom Morrow, which advanced transhumanist philosophy. The World Transhumanist Association, founded by Nick Bostrom and David Pearce in 1998, sought to legitimize transhumanism as a scientific and policy subject. The movement emphasizes enhancing human capabilities through technology, while addressing ethical concerns and ensuring equitable access to advancements across social classes. Transhumanism, often seen as a branch or activist form of posthumanism, envisions a future where humanity evolves into a new intelligent species, potentially through cognitive enhancement or creating intelligent artificial beings. Critics argue that transhumanism extends humanist and Enlightenment ideals into a post-human realm, focusing on technological solutions to human issues, including mortality. While some view it as a continuation of humanist thought, others criticize it for shifting focus from social justice to transcending the human body. Transhumanism is linked to techno-self-studies, exploring human identity in a technological society and evolving human-technology relationships. The concept of a new brain lobe offering enhanced capabilities reflects the aspirations of transhumanism, which focuses on using technology to improve human bodies and conditions. Transhumanists advocate for technological advancements to overcome physical and mental limitations, aiming for a phase where humans enhance themselves beyond natural evolution. While some, like Ray Kurzweil, predict rapid technological progress leading to a singularity, others caution about potential risks. Figures like Stephen Hawking suggest enhancements to human intelligence to prevent societal collapse. Not all transhumanists seek immortality, with some concerned about boredom, overpopulation, and preferring an afterlife. Transhumanist philosophers argue that all sentient beings should be elevated to sapience to ensure they can represent themselves independently, free from others' assumptions. They believe that achieving this requires enhancing the brain's ability to discriminate, such as increasing neuron count and connectivity. This includes genetic engineering to accelerate development, allowing beings to skip non-sapient childhood. They advocate for genetic modifications in both somatic and germ cells, emphasizing ethical enhancement rather than eliminating unmodified individuals. These thinkers highlight the importance of enabling beings to engage in falsification-based discussions, ensuring their autonomy and protection from potentially harmful assumptions. Transhumanists focus on overcoming biological limitations through interdisciplinary approaches, often clashing with those who value natural preservation. Critics, labeled as bioconservatives or bio-Luddites, fear transhumanism could lead to social inequalities akin to steroid use in sports where enhancements give unfair advantages. Concerns include the potential division of humanity into two species, with one being superior. Despite these concerns, advocates like Nick Bostrom and David Pierce emphasize transhumanism's goal of enhancing the well-being of all sentient beings, including non-human animals and artificial life, using biotechnology to eradicate suffering. Transhumanism encompasses diverse ideologies, each exploring the integration of technology and human evolution. Key currents include abolitionism, advocating for the eradication of suffering through biotechnology; democratic transhumanism, merging democratic ideals with transhumanism; and equalism, envisioning technology as a means to eliminate social stratification. Extropianism promotes proactive human evolution, while immortalism focuses on life extension. Libertarian transhumanism combines libertarianism with transhumanist goals. Postgenderism seeks to eliminate gender through biotechnology, and post-politicism proposes a reason-based post-democratic state. Singularitarianism anticipates a technological singularity, and techno-Gaianism sees technology as a tool for environmental restoration. These ideologies reflect the evolving nature of transhumanist thought. Transhumanism, while primarily secular, intersects with religious and spiritual views, exploring themes like immortality. Some religious movements, such as Raelism, embrace transhumanist goals. Transhumanists focus on using technology to enhance life and speculate on future neurotechnology, enabling altered consciousness, akin to spiritual experiences. Some transhumanists explore compatibility between human consciousness and computers, with ideas like mind uploading and the Omega Point proposed by Frank Tipler. Critics argue transhumanism lacks eternal truths, while proponents highlight its optimistic roots. Religious attitudes often clash with transhumanist ideas, though groups like the Mormon and Christian transhumanist associations explore their intersection. Transhumanists explore enhancing human capabilities through emerging technologies, focusing on the nervous system, particularly the brain. Kevin Warwick exemplifies this by implanting electrodes to connect his nervous system to a computer, enabling control of a robot hand and electronic communication with his wife. Transhumanists often use existing technologies for cognitive and physical enhancement and are interested in life extension and cryonics. While theoretical, many engage in practical modifications like cosmetic surgery and lifestyle drugs. Cyborg artist Neil Harbison uses an implanted antenna to perceive colors beyond human vision, illustrating the diverse approaches within transhumanism. Transhumanists advocate for the use of emerging technologies like nanotechnology, biotechnology, and AI to enhance human capabilities, supporting cognitive liberty and morphological freedom. They believe such technologies could lead to significant human enhancement by the mid-21st century. While some criticize these ideas as science fiction, the U.S. Department of Defense is exploring brain and body alteration technologies for military advantages. Neuroscientist Anders Sandberg is researching brain scanning techniques, aiming to eventually upload human brain contents to computers. Books by Kurzweil and Kaku discuss potential impacts of these technologies on humanity. The debate over human enhancement and transhumanism is marked by controversy, with critics questioning both the feasibility and ethics of transhumanist goals. While transhumanists advocate for extensive human enhancements, critics fear threats to human values. The debate often contrasts strong bioconservatism, which opposes enhancements, with transhumanism's open approach. Some philosophers support selective enhancements, rejecting a blanket endorsement. Transhumanists argue for procreative beneficence and liberty, emphasizing individual choice. Fictional works often critique transhumanism, drawing parallels to dystopian futures. Some view humanity as already transhuman due to medical advances, though not consciously. Proponents like Giuseppe Vattino see potential benefits in reducing nature's impacts. The text discusses critiques and skepticism surrounding transhumanism and genetic engineering. Max Dublin highlights past failed technological predictions and compares transhumanism to millenarian religions. Gregory Stock doubts the feasibility of cyborgization, suggesting genetic manipulation will drive human evolution. Mary Midgley criticizes early 20th century scientific thinkers for their quasi-scientific dreams of immortality. Concerns about algeny and genetic engineering's unpredictability are raised, with Stuart Newman emphasizing the risks of cloning and germline engineering. Legal scholar Kirsten Rabe-Smolensky notes, existing laws may not hinder genetic enhancements. Bioethicist James Hughes proposes computer modeling as a potential ethical approach to genetic manipulation. The Vatican and some Christian theologians criticize transhumanism, viewing it as an attempt to replace divine roles and create utopian ideals on earth, which they believe should be achieved through religious experience. Critics argue that transhumanism commodifies the human body and reflects cultural obsessions with perfection. However, some theologians support genetic enhancement as part of co-creation. Philosopher Susan Bordeaux and political scientist Klaus Gerd Giesen highlight concerns about body modification and individualism. In contrast, Bostrom defends transhumanism as a scientific pursuit of humanity's ancient desires, transcending cultural and historical boundaries. In Enough Staying Human in an Engineered Age, Bill McKibben argues against transhumanist technologies like germinal choice and life extension, claiming they undermine meaningful human experience by removing limitations. He suggests societies can benefit by rejecting certain technologies, citing historical examples like Ming China and the Amish. Critics like Jeremy Rifkin and Stuart Newman fear biotechnology blurs human artifact boundaries, while Ronald Bailey argues these concerns are alarmist, emphasizing potential health benefits. Bailey also challenges McKibben's historical examples, noting that even cautious groups like the Amish are open to gene therapy for health issues, suggesting subjective views on technology's impact on life's meaning. Critics of libertarian transhumanism highlight potential socioeconomic disparities exacerbated by unequal access to human enhancement technologies. Figures like Bill McKibben and Lee M. Silver warn of a genetic divide, creating a society of haves and have-nots. Democratic transhumanists advocate for political and technological solutions to address these issues, proposing policies like universal healthcare vouchers for enhancements. Critics such as Leon Kass and Francis Fukuyama argue that altering human biology could undermine democracy and moral autonomy. They fear it could reinforce social hierarchies or empower totalitarian regimes, while AI pioneer Joseph Weizenbaum criticizes the devaluation of human nature in transhumanist discourse. Transhumanism poses cultural risks by potentially erasing individual aesthetic expression in favor of universality, as highlighted by Gerald Abrams. This could lead to a loss of personal identity and the ability to challenge societal norms through unique self-presentation. Foucault's concept of societal surveillance already influences how people express themselves, and transhumanism could exacerbate this control by reinforcing dominant traits deemed desirable. Such uniformity might lead to a tyrannical society where individual differences are suppressed, undermining personal freedom and creativity in cultural aesthetics. The tradition of human enhancement traces back to the eugenics movement, which was later politicized. Transhumanist organizations reject coercive, racist, and classist eugenics, advocating instead for new eugenics or egalitarian liberal eugenics. Bioethicists argue that liberal societies should encourage eugenic enhancement technologies to improve public health and reduce inequalities without infringing on reproductive rights. Transhumanists prefer terms like germinal choice to distance from discredited eugenics. However, some experts warn that these technologies could lead to societal divisions, potentially resulting in human-post-human conflicts. In our final hour, Martin Rees highlights the risks and opportunities of advanced science and technology, advocating for tighter security rather than halting progress. While precautionist favor slow progress to mitigate risks, transhumanists argue for pragmatic approaches to ensure safe technological benefits. Nick Bostrom suggests controlling technological development to manage existential risks. In Calamity Theory, Schuster and Woods critique Bostrom's reliance on speculative technologies, advocating instead for a philosophy grounded in mental fortitude, community resilience, and environmental stewardship to address existential risks. James Burke also questions the practicality of precautionary measures, emphasizing the hazards of maintaining the status quo. Robert Zandbergen highlights the cultural challenge of antinatalism as a significant barrier to human enhancement, arguing that transhumanists must address this stance, which discourages reproduction to solve existential issues. Simone and Malcolm Collins, founders of pronatalist.org, advocate for increased birth rates to counter demographic decline and ensure societal viability. They criticize transhumanists for prioritizing life extension, which could exacerbate power imbalances, and for their reluctance to have children, believing they are the peak of evolution. The Collinses emphasize the need for a balance between technological advancement and maintaining human continuity through reproduction. Transhumanism is increasingly used by anti-democratic movements, including Putin sympathizers and radical groups, as a common enemy. These movements use transhumanism to criticize liberal democracies, portraying it as a threat to traditional values. Platforms like Nachdenkseiten and ideologues like Alexander Dugin propagate this narrative, linking it to a decline in Western democracy. The term serves as a rallying point for a fusion of right-wing, left-wing, and libertarian ideas opposing liberalism. This trend necessitates a critical examination of how transhumanism is instrumentalized by these groups to challenge pluralistic societies and promote anti-democratic agendas. The provided list includes a variety of books exploring the transhumanist movement and its intersection with religion, philosophy, and technology. These works examine the implications of technological enhancements on human life, including ethical and spiritual perspectives. Titles such as The Transhumanist Movement by Adorno and Transhumanism and Transcendence, edited by Cole Turner, delve into the philosophical and religious dimensions, while the Transhumanism Handbook, edited by Newton Lee, offers a comprehensive guide to the subject. The collection covers diverse viewpoints, from advocacy to criticism, highlighting the complex discourse surrounding the future of human enhancement and evolution. As we journey into the future, transhumanism challenges us to rethink human potential, urging us to embrace technology's promise in reshaping our existence and transcending limitations.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.